Hello, I'm Renee Uribe with John L. Scott. I am joined today by Ingie of WFG Title and Escrow. This is a two-part series that focuses on educating you on the purpose of title and escrow services. Ingie, can you tell us about your background and how long you've been in the industry?
So I have been in the industry for 16 years now.
Wow.
I started right out of college as a receptionist.
So cool, wow.
Crazy. It was gonna be just my part-time job until I found a real job for what I went to school for. But I seriously ended up loving it. Tried different positions in escrow and grew from there. I'm learning something new every day, even after 16 years, and I just absolutely love it.
That's great. You worked your way up, didn't you?
Kind of, yeah.
What big changes have you seen recently?
Oh yes, the industry is always changing, as you know. I would say the biggest thing we've seen lately, the biggest change would be security and wire fraud. Wire fraud is a pretty hot topic right now.
Yeah.
I would just tell anybody that's currently buying, you have to deposit earnest money and you have to bring in funds to close.
Okay.
And so there's typically that's done over wire. So the escrow company that you're working with will typically never just email you wiring instructions.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And
very good to know.
Yes. So back in the day, I used to text people wiring
No way.
instructions.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And just email them right over. And now I don't even have access to wiring instructions.
Okay.
I can't. So you have to call up our office, you get a security code. So it's a little bit of a process, but it's definitely worth it.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for people who do not know, what is escrow?
Yeah, so escrow is the neutral third party that works with all the parties that are involved. So the buyers, sellers, real estate brokers, lenders, if there's a lender. We just make sure all the terms of the real estate contract, the purchase and sale agreement have been met. We make sure the lender requirements have been met and make sure the buyers are getting a free and clear title.
Okay, good.
And close the transaction from there.
Okay. Now, can you tell us who pays the escrow fees?
Yeah, so in Washington State, they're split right down the middle, unless it's agreed upon otherwise on the purchase and sale agreement.
Okay, well, that's really good to know. So negotiable. What is an escrow account and how are those taxes paid?
So we get that question a lot. So an escrow account actually has nothing to do with us as the escrow company.
Okay.
It is actually an account that is set up by the lender that you as the buyer, you pay into monthly, and then they take that money, and when taxes are due, they pay those. In Washington State, they're paid every 6 months, and then the insurance is paid monthly. So, and then the other question that you had about how those are paid. So the lender, again, in Washington State, they are paid every April and October.
Okay.
And basically when you're paying them in April, it pays for the first half of the year, so January through June. And then when you pay in October, it pays from July to the end of the year.
Okay, that's so good to know. I think there are many people out there who do not know that. So now, do I get the keys after I sign? What is that process like?
Yeah, so that's another question that we get a lot. So typically, the answer is no. Typically, you do come in and sign about a day or two before closing, sometimes actually the day of closing. I'm sure you've seen that pretty common right now. But there is a process that we have to go through. So we send the documents back to the lender. They have a review process that they go through. And then we have other documents, the deeds, the title documents have to go to the county. So once the lender does their review process, they contact us as escrow and they let us know everything looks good. We're gonna send you the wire now, and then gives us the green light to release the documents with the county. So then the county does their process and we get recording numbers. And then that's typically when it's official and you can exchange keys.
Okay, well, that's great info. And I'm sure many sellers out there want to know, when and how do I get my proceeds?
Yeah, so there are a couple options on how you can receive your proceeds. We can definitely cut a check. Just be mindful that with a check, the banks do tend to put a hold on it for a certain amount of days. And so the other option is a wire. And with a wire, the funds will be in your account the next business day after closing.
All right, good info. Now, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. My clients and I really value you and your company, so thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. It's great to be here.
Thank you.